Guys, welcome to Auto ID TV. This is going to be the first time we're doing this, so it's going to be a bit of a tester. And our test guinea pig for today is John. Thanks for coming down. We obviously appreciate having you here. I thought I'd probably start off just with a bit of background on you. What do you do? What got you into cars, and how comes this nice shiny BMW M2 Comp is sat outside here?
Okay, so I got into car care and cars from a really young age, like most guys do. Washing cars with turtle wax, that sort of thing. Then about 20 years ago I started up Clean and Shiny.
Yeah.
And we do lots of imported products. We do 46 different brands. I sort of carried on from there. That's what got me into the cars.
Yeah.
That's what got me into the shiny things. That was that. Really.
So cars are always really, I suppose it's like any of us that are into our motors, it's always ingrained in you from a young age really, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were speaking just before off camera about your kind of car background, and it's not always been BMWs, has it? So
no, that's right. I started out in Fords.
Yeah.
Back, I'll show my age, Mark 1 Fiestas, Mark 3 Escorts, that sort of thing. Then I progressed from Fords into VW. Spent about 20 years doing VWs and various GTIs and Audis actually and stuff like that, and then I bought a F31 Touring.
Yeah, and that was it. That was the BMW.
That was the BMW bug.
Yeah,
it hit me there, and so from there, sold the F31 now, but got an E46 M3 and the M2.
Brilliant, fantastic. And so the M2 Comp, I mean, it's nice to spec. In fact, I was just complimenting the wheels because we often have customers down with the M2 Comp, but they always have the darker wheels. But this has got the silver polished.
Yeah, I don't see many of them with that. Most of the ones that I see do have the dark chrome ones.
Exactly. Obviously, you're here today. You're at Auto ID. What brought you to us? How did you find us? I mean, was you recommended? Where did that come from?
Two people. I started talking to people about carbon bits for the car, and they told me that I need to come to Auto ID.
Yeah.
One of them was Jack from Stiana Gloss, and the other one was Carl at Define Coding. Carl actually spent some time coding the car for me,
right?
Putting full screen Apple CarPlay in, that sort of thing, because I'm into my gadgets as well.
Yeah, the full screen Apple CarPlay makes such a difference, and I know Carl will probably see this, but it does. I think that's probably one of the most popular things he does because it makes such a difference. Yeah,
he did a whole load of other bits and pieces to it.
Yeah.
And then obviously I deal with Jack at Stiana Gloss, and we supply Stiana Gloss products.
Fine. Okay, so that's how
I got that.
We've got a few of their products here actually today, so yeah, that's interesting. We've got quite a bit going on the car today. You didn't really just come in for the tester. You went for the whole catalogue.
Yeah.
So we've got the front lip, the fender trims, the mirror caps. We were looking at the diffuser, but we're going to leave that I think for today. And you've got the TRE rear spoiler. In fact, actually the TRE front lip as well, which is interesting because with TRE, not everyone tends to know what TRE stands for, and I don't know if you was before, but I think you knew what pre-preg carbon was.
I'd heard of that.
Which is a bit counterintuitive to how most people realise what TRE is, because for TRE, it's a brand that is just focused on pre-preg carbon fibre. Now, not a lot of people know what pre-preg carbon is because you kind of just see carbon fibre and it looks like carbon fibre, but it's not always the case. Okay. What you'll have in the carbon fibre industry is a couple of different ways of making it. There's a cost-saving way, which is wet carbon, and there's the proper way, which is pre-preg.
Yeah.
More often than not, aesthetically, wet carbon, pre-preg carbon will look the same. It will probably look kind of 95% similar. But the minute you feel it, the minute you pick it up, you can tell the difference between the two, because pre-preg carbon is actually, it's carbon fibre that's been pre-impregnated with a resin, whereas wet carbon, which is kind of the more cheaper end of the market, is actually a carbon fibre sheet that's then laid onto a mould and then wet resins put over the top. It might sound confusing and they might sound really similar, but there's key differences, because with the resin in the carbon, it means that straight away you can lay the carbon into a mould and actually bake the carbon in a big pressurised oven into the position you want. Whereas with wet carbon, you've got your carbon fibre sheet, then you're adding the weight of the resin,
I'm with you.
and then you have to cure it under vacuum in heat as well. But they're very similar, but one adds weight and has less strength because it's not integrated, whereas the other removes the weight because you use just the right amount of resin, and it's then pre-impregnated at the start.
Yeah, cool.
So they're the key differences with TRE, and that's why a lot of customers now are starting to wise up to that, and they're sort of saying, I could spend 200 quid and get a great product, or I could spend the £300, the extra 100 quid, and get something that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
So
no, it looks superb.
I mean, thanks for coming down today. I think what we're going to do, we've got Dave working on the car. He's just finishing off on the front lip. I think it's probably best off we get outside and have a bit of a look at it.
Yeah,
all
let's
finished.
go.
Fantastic.